Angle of projection, TAB is time of ascent, TB to C is the time of descent. Capital T is time of flight, capital H is maximum height, R is horizontal range, Ux is initial speed along x-axis, Uy initial speed along y-axis, Ay acceleration along y-axis, X is instantaneous x-coordinate and Y is instantaneous y-coordinate. So this is information related to the projectile motion. Whatever you do learn, you also must retrieve that in the way that I have shown you. In fact, in a better way. We always should look for betterment, for updations. So I am able to retrieve this information in the way that you have seen because I have followed a certain process. The set of processes basically. The first thing is a silent mind, second is idea, third is information, and fourth is calculation. Whatever you want to learn, make sure that the first step is you are into a silent state of mind, which Albert Einstein referred to as the state of learning. Learning is human mind learns itself. But until and unless we are confused, we are struggling with thoughts, we are not clear, we are not focused, we can't learn. So the first step is a silent mind. Make your mind silent. Silent and curiosity are the only two things needed to learn anything. If you are silent internally and you are curious to know, you will know the secrets of entire universe. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning everybody. Myself vishvendra, the founder of Optimal Success Trajectory. Let's discuss some questions today. In the first question, this is there are two semi-infinite line charges and one semicircle, and you need to find the magnetic field at the center. So there are three parts, part 1, part 2, part 3. Magnetic field will be the sum of these two. As you can see from the directions that magnetic field from all the elements will be up the plane. So I have just added them. So this is a semi-infinite wire. So at this point, the magnetic field due to the semi-infinite will be mu naught I by 4 pi r. Due to this, it will be mu naught I by 4 r, and due to this, it will be mu naught I by 4 pi r. Adding all this, we have this result. Now let's do this question. There are four parts. So the magnetic field will be the addition of all of these. So due to the first part, because the center lies on the line of action of the current element, so magnetic field at this point due to this length will be 0. This is a semicircular arc and the magnetic field will be up the plane, and it is mu naught I upon 2 r theta by 2 pi. Due to this element, because the point is on the line of action of this current element, so it will be 0, and due to this it will be mu naught I by 2 pi to be theta by 2 pi. I have taken negative sign because magnetic field due to this element will be down the plane. So I have assumed upward direction as positive and downward direction as negative. So simplify, we get this result, and it will be up the plane because this element is nearer to the point. So magnetic field due to this element will dominate, and due to this element magnetic field will be up the plane. So we can see the results. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning everybody. Myself Vishvendra, the founder of Optimal Success Trajectory. Today we will discuss about magnetic field due to arc of a circle. Suppose current I is flowing in an arc of a circle, and it subtends an angle theta at the center. Radius is capital R, length is L. So the magnetic field has a value mu naught I by 2 r theta by 2 pi, and after solving this you get this result. If we draw the graph, then for constant r b is proportional to L, so graph will be a straight line, and it's proportional to 1 by r square, so graph will be rectangular hyperbola for b and r. Here we assume that L is constant. So in this way you can, using this trick, you can solve your questions easily. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning everybody. Myself vishvendra, the founder of Optimal Success Trajectory. आज आपसे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड और पोटेंशियल के बारे में एक रिलेशन जो है वो कैसे डिराइव होता है उसके बारे में आपसे डिस्कस करूँगा. मान लीजिए हमारे पास दो पॉइंट्स है, पॉइंट ए एंड पॉइंट बी. तो एज पर द डेफिनेशन ऑफ potential energy difference between 2 points, we define the difference of potential energy as the work done by the electric field. Now we know that work done by a force is F dot dA. Now force can be written as the charge multiplied by the electric field. So we have UA minus UB as Q E dot dA. Now potential difference is related to the difference of potential energy by the relation that UA minus UB is Q into BA minus BB, and this is Q E dot dA. I assume that the potential at point A is V and potential at point B is V plus dV. So using the expression we have minus dv is E dot dl. So dv is minus of E dot dl, and after substitution we have this relation v2 minus v1 is minus integration E dot dl from position vector r1 to r2. So this is the mathematical relation between potential difference and electric field in space. Now let's implement this what we have learned. So electric field is suppose xi, yj, zk, and we have to find potential difference between A and B given these are the position vectors. So let me to remind you, we have to follow 4 steps: silent mind, idea, information and calculations. But since space is less here, so I am omitting the steps. So we must do that only now. So the information used is that Vv minus V is equal to this. I can write vector dl as dxi, dyj, dzk. So E dot dl will be x dx plus y dy plus z dz. Using the integrations, the final results will be minus of 3 by 2. So in this way you can solve your question quickly. So let me to remind you, whenever you solve a question, follow 4 steps: silent mind, idea, information and calculation. You can also have good problem solving skills. Thank you and have a nice day. गुड इवनिंग एवरीबॉडी, ऑप्टिमल सक्सेस ट्रैजेक्टरी की ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है. लेट्स डिस्कस क्वेश्चन टुडे. हियर इज द xy plane and there are some equipotential surfaces given, and we need to find the magnitude of electric field and the electric field vector. So how to solve this question? Do remember the steps: silent mind, idea, information and calculations. We had silent mind. Let's work on the idea. The idea is that electric field is perpendicular to equipotential surfaces. That means it will be perpendicular to all of these. So the line of action of electric field has to be perpendicular to the equipotential surfaces. So this that means electric field will be like that. Now we need another information. We know that the difference between potentials is related to the vector dl and vector E as Vv minus V is minus of E dot dl. So let us suppose this point is V and this point is A. Substituting the values we have E is equal to root 2. Now if this angle is 45, this angle is 90, so this angle will also be 90. That means this angle will be 45. So that means electric field makes an angle of 45 degree with the x-axis. We can take the components and this can be written as E by root 2 and E by root 2. So the unit vector along minus x-axis is minus of I cap and along plus y axis is j cap. So we can write vector E as E by root 2 minus I cap plus E by root 2 into j cap. Substituting E is equal to root 2, we have vector E is minus I cap plus j cap. So in this way you can solve your questions quickly. You have seen that problem solving skills is an art. You can also have sharp problem solving skills given that your mind has learned 4 basic processes. The first is being silent when you are solving a problem. Second is generate ideas of how you will solve the problem. Third is retrieve information learned from your notes, and the fourth is calculations. Any good problem solver is an expert in all these processes. These processes, when synchronized and executed properly, can lead to very good problem solving skills. So work on these 4 processes and you can also have sharp problem solving skills. Thank you and have a nice day. Good morning everybody. Myself Vishvendra, I am the founder of Optimal Success Trajectory. Let's discuss the relation between electric field and potential. So let there are 2 points A and B, and the displacement between these is vector dl. So we have the difference of potential energy as the work done by electric field, and work done by electric field is F dot dl. The force is Q into E. So we have the difference of potential energy as Q into VA minus VB, and this is Q into E dot dl. So finally we have this result minus dV is E dot dl. Suppose that the angle between electric field and the displacement is phi. So we have minus dV is EDL cos phi. Now for perpendicular directions, this phi is 90 degree. So cos phi will be 0. That means dV will be 0. That means V is constant. So which means that it is called the equipotential surface because potential is constant over there. Next is for parallel direction phi is 0. So minus dv 0 dl. So E is minus dv by dl, which is negative slope of VL graph. Now let's analyze the VL graph. Suppose VL graph is like this. I draw tangent at point M. Suppose the tangent makes an angle theta with in anti-clockwise sense and alpha in clockwise sense. So we have electric field as minus dv by dl, which is minus of dv by dl is either tan theta or minus tan alpha. So these are the results. If theta is acute, tan theta will be positive. That means E will be